He had no alternative but to seek the help of Vishnu, the god of preservation. He listened, calmed everyone, and allayed their fears by agreeing to a personal descent to the world of mortals. He vowed to subdue the Rakshasa forces. With delay in time, a young Prince Ram was born in the regal city of Ayodhya. The boy had 3 siblings, Bharat, Shatrughna, and Lakshman. His mother felt he resembled a god. No one at the time imagined that baby Ram was an avatar sent to this world to meet and challenge the demon Ravana one day. He was tender, lovable, and destined to do something wonderful. Surpanaka was the sister of Ravana, who carried much of the same disposition as her brother. The bond between them was quite strong, even though one day Ravana had killed her husband while on a hunting excursion. His death was a total accident, and Ravana was regretful. This, however, didn't compensate for her need to have a husband. She spent much time looking for the perfect partner. Being restless, she one day decided to be adventurous and go to the forest for a lustful tour amidst the trees. Prince Ram had grown up and evolved into a marvelous young warrior. Courageous and loyal, he was determined to abide by the obedience of dharma, duty. He accepted the fate of a 14-year banishment to the jungles of the Dundak forest, the will of his stepmother, on the eve of what was to be his royal enthronement. Fortunately, he was not alone, for both his brother Lakshman and his consort Sita were at his side. Now, how did they spend their 14 years in such a place as the forest? It was at the initial phase of their stay that they decided to wander the trails. They were fascinated by the features of the jungle and relished the pleasant and natural aromas which lured them into the depths of the foliage. Finally, they came upon a group of sages who lived and meditated in a forest ashram. Ram and Lakshman vowed to serve and protect the sage settlement from obnoxious intruders. In gratitude, the 3 wanderers were given shelter in the ashram, along with divine gifts. The sage Agastya presented Sita with a sari made of gold strands and precious jewels. Ram was bestowed with a divine bow crafted for the great god Vishnu himself. The sage also offered a magnificent dagger for Lakshman. The sage made it known that these weapons were not made to instigate violence, but only to be used in defense. Peace prevailed until fate had it that Surpanaka crossed paths with Ram and company. Lo and behold, she was struck with love the moment she set eyes on him. She used whatever ammunition was possible to try to lure Ram. But Ram couldn't be tempted, being committed to Sita. The moment Surpanaka caught sight of Sita, she was sick with envy. Ram could see this, and he jokingly proposed that she accept Lakshman as her mate. The Rakshasi showed some interest, but Lakshman, like his brother, was not willing to consent. The Rakshasi bore her fangs and raised her claws toward the princess, but before she could strike, Ram intervened. Surpanaka cursed the three of them and swore that she would destroy Sita when their guard was down. Lakshman was enraged, took his divine weapon, and mutilated this most nosy of demons. It happened one day that Sita sighted a rare creature. It was a deer that captivated her attention. As the creature flaunted itself, its pelt shone like pure gold. She called Ram and Lakshman. The deer kept a comfortable distance. Sita was still enchanted and begged Ram to catch the animal for her. Lakshman, ever cautious, told his brother that there was something odd about the deer. Ram agreed and asked Lakshman to stay with the princess and guard her with his life while he retrieved the animal. As Ram chased the deer further and further away from their forest dwelling, he grew suspicious and decided to release his weapon. When the creature retreated, Ram revealed his true identity. It was another Rakshasa. And even as it was dying, it laughed at Ram, falling into a trap devised by Ravana. He then cried out for help, imitating Ram's voice. Sita! Lakshman! Help me! The deceptive call echoed off the trees and fell on Sita's ears. The princess panicked and ordered Lakshman to go and save her husband. He was apprehensive to leave. He gave her some protection. Sita meditated and prayed for her husband's safe return. As she was in contemplation, she heard the sound of someone coming. The princess turned around, hoping it was Ram, but instead she saw a sannyasi, a holy man, at the edge of her protected area. Sita greeted the stranger and brought water for the mendicant to drink, showing the hospitality fit for a traveling mendicant. Her kindness was not mutually returned, for having stepped out of the protected area, the mendicant revealed his actual self. It was Ravana. Jatayu, an old vulture, came to help. there was also a monkey by the name of Hanuman. Lakshman and Hanuman all collaborated in a search for Sita in every corner of the land. When traveling south, they reached the land's end and came upon the expansive ocean, which left them in a quandary. Hanuman was not an ordinary monkey. Being the son of Vayu, the wind god, he possessed powers that were reawakened, transforming the monkey into a giant of unimaginable heights. Hanuman could now easily spot Ravana's palace situated on the island of Lanka. With a look of incredible determination, he shot forward over the ocean, and with one amazing leap, he shouted loudly, "Jai!"